Good afternoon, everyone. We are once again going to read the Bible, and we're done with Genesis 1 to 12, where we have seen how God worked in the lives of the people, even though, He had given them the freedom of choice to choose what they want, but God has a specific, commands and orders, even though he was not obeyed, even though he was betrayed, even though most of the time people does not choose him, God still choose to save. So that's how God is. The summary of how God is from Adam to Noah to Abram. Now we will read what happened after Abram left Egypt. Let's read Genesis 13, 1 to 4. So it says, Then Abraham went up from Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, to the south. Abram was very rich in livestock, in silver and in gold. Wow. And he went on his journey from the south as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the altar which he had made there at first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. Okay, so in here we saw after Abram leaving that same place because of a severe famine, he went to Egypt to find refuge. And then, somehow I could see this as, we could see this as, it was not mentioned that Abram at that moment called in the name of the Lord and asked for help. He went down on Egypt on his own with his family, with everyone, to find refuge. And then in there he lost faith, where he feared for his life, and willingly he gave his wife away. And now there they experienced the goodness of the Lord, because God saved Sarai from being taken as a wife for Pharaoh. So they again was reunited, and God, in this moment they've seen how God worked. And in the life of Pharaoh, hopefully his life was changed, because he see that this is the true God, because something is happening. So God is not only about Abram and Sarai, but he is also to the other people, as he said, and as he promised, he will bless all the nations using Abram. So by that moment, hopefully other people saw that there is a true God and a living God, and that is the God of Abram. Now, if you move on, Abram went back to the place where he first served the Lord, and he first made an altar between Ai and Bethel. So in here we saw that this time, at this moment, when maybe he felt God's working in his life, he again called for the name of the Lord. Hopefully we would be like him too, where God, Abram is not perfect, I am not perfect, nobody's perfect. So every time we felt, not every time, but hopefully, even though things are not doing well, things are not, according to our plan, and we thought that everything is not, everything is not according to how we want it to be, we will still praise the Lord, because at this moment we know that his promises are true. He will still save us. So that's for Abraham in Bethel. And traveling from Egypt to back to the place where they went, and back to the place where they've been, we know that traveling with riches, with a lot of flocks, with a lot of things, possession with you, you are at risk for harm from people, from them taking your things, because you've got a lot of possession. But God had protected him. So that's it for today. And in here we saw that it is only God who again saved us. It is God who protects us, as long as we even